Let's rank every Mario game by its soundtrack. So I have this big tier list here of over 130 Mario games, and I'm going to go through every game and rank them by music in my own personal opinion. So starting off with Donkey Kong, I mean, it has, I think, 2 tracks. I guess technically 3, but like there's like the short jingle. But I'm going to put it in the too few tracks category just because that's really it, and it's basically judging like just those 2 tracks. But I don't really feel like putting it in F tier, if that makes sense. Same for Mario Brothers. I think it only has 1. Then for Pinball, Golf, and Wrecking Crew, I don't really remember their soundtracks, so I would assume they would be in too few tracks or F tier, but I don't want to rank them based on me just thinking that. So now on to the original Super Mario Brothers. I think I gotta go E tier here. Like, I know it's iconic, and in terms of how important it is, like, someone's gonna get mad at this for that reason. But what, I think it has 4 or 5 tracks, and they're good. Like, don't get me wrong, like, obviously the most iconic video game music of all time is in this. But if we're taking into account variety, quantity, and overall quality, I think it's very good for what it is, but for just the rest of the series, how great the music has become, I think I gotta go E tier, and I know a lot of people are gonna get mad over that. And then Super Mario Bros. Lost Levels, I think it's pretty much exactly the same, if not exactly the same, so it'll go in the same tier. Actually, I remember the one difference is, like, the ending theme is different. I just want to reiterate real quick that I know there's going to be people who get angry on this list, because when you're ranking over 130 different games into categories, you can't expect to agree with this. Like, someone's going to say something is criminal, or they're going to say they stopped watching because I made a pick they disagreed with. And I just want to say, relax. The whole point of this video is to just give my opinions on my own musical preferences. Nothing to take too seriously, I'm just a random guy on the internet, and I want to hear your opinions in the comments of your favorite music, and something that you might have high up would be low for someone else and vice versa. So all I ask is that you just remember opinions exist. Now for Super Mario Brothers 2, this one's tough. Like, it's definitely above the original, and there's like a few tracks here I really like. Like, I really like the character select theme, I really like the main theme. So it's at least D tier, but is that enough to make it higher? I think we're going to put it in D tier, honestly. That feels wrong, though, and I already just see the comment of someone saying, click off the video when you put Super Mario Bros. 2 in D tier. But wait, we'll come back to this one later and revisit it, because it's hard to compare now, because I want to just have, like, a good idea comparatively of all these other soundtracks, so this may go up along with other ones throughout the video. Super Mario Bros. 3, I think it's going to be C tier. I think that is a step above Super Mario Bros. 2. Like, there is a lot of variety here. I think it has the higher ceiling. I think Super Mario Bros. 2 is still good, but I think Super Mario Bros. 3, like, really took advantage of the NES as much as it could. Super Mario Land, I mean, I guess E tier. Not the biggest fan of this one. Like, there's a couple good tracks in here, but I've never really been a big fan of the Game Boy audio, like, especially a lot of the chiptunes just having, like, the very, like, high-pitched sound. Never been a huge fan of it, so we'll go E tier there. Baseball and Golf on the Game Boy, don't really remember that. Super Mario World, do I want to go A tier here? That one's tough. I think for Super Mario World, just because it's just so great the whole way through, I want to go A tier. I think I'm going to go A tier here for now. I might move it down to B after we look at more. But just the athletic theme, the ending theme, the castle theme, just so much greatness here. One of my favorite soundtracks. So I honestly don't think I could put it lower than A tier. NES Open, I actually did look at this for a video a couple months ago. It's better than you would think. Is it better than E tier though? Like, is it better than Super Mario Brothers? I would probably say it's on like a similar level to that. I think there's also more tracks here, but I don't think like the heights of it are better than the other games in this category. Mario Paint, don't really remember the soundtrack. You can make your own soundtrack in this one, so that's cool, but I don't really remember much of its actual soundtrack. Super Mario Kart, I think I'm gonna go D tier. Actually, no. For Super Mario Kart, I'll go C tier. Might revisit that, and I'm gonna say that a few times because I want to try to have like a decent amount of games in each tier and not just have like every game in like B tier or A tier. Super Mario Kart, I think is good, but it doesn't really have as many standout tracks, and I think every other Mario Kart game pretty much like has that one like banger track, like that one standout track. I like Koopa Beach here. I mean, that's probably my favorite, or at least up there. But I would say definitely the weakest of the Mario Kart soundtracks. Super Mario Land 2. Do I go D tier here? Yeah, I think I'll go D tier for Super Mario Land 2. I've just never been a big fan of this soundtrack either. Like, I think it's a step up from Super Mario Land, but definitely on the weaker side of mainline Mario games here. Now, for Super Mario All-Stars, like, I'm not going to rank those. It's literally just a collection of games. And then Donkey Kong on the Game Boy, another one I don't really remember much. I mean, not even really a Mario game, so I wouldn't even include this on the tier list, honestly. Same for Mario Picross. Mario Tennis, I actually did listen to this recently. It's just not very good. I'm going to go F tier. Like, there's not really much memorable here. Same with Mario Clash. It could probably be in too few tracks, actually. I think there's a little more here. I think both these have like one good track, and that's pretty much it and not much else. All right, so now we're starting to get to some that I think get a lot better. With Super Mario RPG, that's at least A tier. That could potentially be S tier when we look at this, when I get all the games on here. But just an amazing soundtrack. So many bangers throughout the entire game. I know everyone loves Beware the Forest Mushrooms, but Rose Town, another great one. It's very consistent all the way through. Like, I don't think there's really any bad tracks here. I made a video going over the worst tracks in every Mario RPG. I forgot what I had for this, but I remember it was pretty difficult to find. Super Mario RPG, just overall great soundtrack. I don't know if it gets to S tier, but again, that's something we're going to revisit. Super Mario 64. Like, this is why it's tough, because this is something I feel like could be an S tier, but I don't want to put it there yet, just because I want to try to keep S tier of having like not too many games. But Super Mario 64, another just fantastic one. The ending theme, maybe my favorite Mario music of all time, the Mario 64 end credits, because this was one of the first games I ever beat. And I really like the Nintendo 64 audio. Like I love just how it sounds on here. I don't know if it's quite S tier, but I know I've said this like 20 different times in the video, but we might have to revisit this one just because there's so many bangers here. Mario Kart 64, B tier. Really good Mario Kart soundtrack. A lot of what we would see in the series would originate here. I don't have the most nostalgia with Mario Kart 64 myself, so nostalgia is going to be a big part of this, honestly. Like, if it affects like how I actively enjoy music, so that's where it's going to go. Mario Golf, C tier. Actually, the 64 version has one of the better soundtracks. Actually, I think I'm going to go B tier for that. The Mario Golf 64 soundtrack honestly might be the best of all of them. Like, of all the Mario Golf games. So I'm thinking B tier here for now. Mario Party. I always think this is Mario Party 3 because he's punching the 3 block right next to it. The original Mario Party, I'll go C tier here. I think it's on like the cusp of B tier. Like, we can put it like as like the best one in C tier. Mario Party 2, I think, is on the same. I think Mario Party 3, when we get to that, I think that's probably the best Mario Party soundtrack on the Nintendo 64. Now, Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, I mean, that'll go in E tier, basically the same soundtrack as the original. Mario Golf on the Game Boy Color, I don't know, like, we can go E tier for that. Mario Tennis, I'll go D tier. I don't love the music in this game. I think it's kind of underwhelming. Paper Mario, do I want to put that in S tier? I might have to put Paper Mario in S tier. I love the Paper Mario soundtrack. It just like brings me so much nostalgia every time I hear it. And I think it's probably a little bit better than Super Mario RPG. I think it's very close. But you'll see I'm a big Paper Mario fan as this video goes along. Mario Tennis on the Game Boy Color, E tier. I mean, I would say I've remembered enough, nothing too memorable. Mario Party 3 will go B tier. Super Mario Advance, I mean, we gotta go D tier. I think it's better than Super Mario Bros. 2, but basically the same. And I think we'll go D tier for Mario Kart Super Circuit also. I actually, no, because we have Super Mario Kart in C tier, and I would say Super Mario Kart Super Circuit is better. But I think it's pretty similar in my opinion. I guess it's probably a little better, so we could put it at like higher C tier. Super Mario World on the Game Boy Advance, again, A tier, basically the same. Mario Sunshine, I'll go A tier for that. I think it's actually one of the weaker 3D Mario soundtracks. Like, it's definitely below 64 for me. It's definitely below the Galaxy games, which we'll get to. I like it better than 3D Land. That's probably the only one I like it better than, actually, besides Bowser's Fury. But still, really great. And since we only have so many tiers on here, just because 2 games are in the same tier doesn't mean I think they're like identical. So I'd definitely say Mario 64 is higher than Sunshine. Mario Party 4, I don't know, with the GameCube games, like, it kind of blurs together for me. I'll probably put them all in B tier, because I don't know, I didn't really grow up with the Mario Party games on GameCube. I grew up more with another one we'll get to pretty soon. So I always forget which ones are in which specific game. And I actually made a video going over the best and worst tracks in every Mario Party game, and I just go through all the soundtracks, listening to so many different songs. So I don't want to do any of them a disservice, and I don't want to put them in don't remember, because I do remember the tracks, I just kind of lose track of which ones they're in. But anyway, Super Mario Bros. 3 on the Game Boy Advance, obviously C tier. Mario Golf Toadstool Tour, I'll go C tier there. Solid Mario Golf soundtrack, although I actually like the Nintendo 64 version better. Mario Kart Double Dash, do I want to put that in A tier? Double Dash has a great soundtrack, better than 64. You know, yeah, I'm gonna go A tier. I really love Double Dash's soundtrack. Like, from this point on, I think Mario Kart just all has amazing music. I think this is where the music really started to get great. Mario Party 5, like I said, we'll go B tier for that. Superstar Saga, A tier or S tier? I think A tier. I think A tier is fair for that. I have a lot of nostalgia for this one. This is the first RPG I ever played, but comparatively to the other Mario and Luigi games, like I hate to say it, but I think it's honestly one of the weaker ones for me. Not in terms of like its highs. I think Superstar Saga has some of the highest highs, but I think the other games are a little more consistent and just have a little more going on for them. Mario Golf for the GBA, I guess D tier. Nothing here really stood out to me that much. The original Mario vs. Donkey Kong, another game I grew up with, probably D tier. I like high D tier. I like the main theme of it, like it's kind of just ingrained in my memory. That's really like the main one that sticks for me. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Do I want to go? That's S tier. It's at least S tier. Do I want to go S tier or top 5? Would I call it top 5? Yeah, we're gonna put it in top 5 for now. We'll revisit it later just in case, but I can't think of 5 Mario soundtracks that are better than The Thousand Year Door off the top of my head. And I just want to say that I know the remake is on this list, so top 5, if there's like remakes or stuff, like we'll just count those as one. Like, yeah, the remake has new music and it's better, but they're very similar soundtracks. Mario Pinball Land. I know a lot of people hate on this game. It's another game I grew up with. Do I put it in D tier? I guess D tier. Like, I don't think the music in the game is that great. I think it's a fun game, but I don't know if I'd really put it much higher than the other games here. Mario Power Tennis. C tier. It takes a lot of inspiration from like other Mario games at the time. Like I know there's like a remix of some Mario Sunshine songs. Mario Party 6 again, go B tier. Mario 64 DS, we'll put that in A tier with Mario 64 since it's very similar, basically the same thing. Mario Party Advance. It probably is D tier because I don't think there's that many great tracks in here. And I've said this a bunch of times, but I grew up with a lot of these Mario GBA games. There's like 3 tracks here. Like I forgot exactly what it's called, but it's one that originated in Mario Party 3, and it's one of my favorite Mario Party tunes of all time. Overall, the soundtrack though, like probably the weakest in the Mario Party series. Mario Dance Dance Revolution. I honestly don't remember this. I don't remember, like, obviously music is a big part of the game considering it's Dance Dance Revolution. I barely actually played this game though, so I don't really think I could give it a fair ranking. Mario Baseball. I grew up with Mario Super Sluggers. I didn't really play this one much. I'll go B tier. Do I want to go B tier for this? I'll go B tier for this. Mario Baseball is a nice soundtrack. Mario Tennis. I'll go E tier for this. A lot of these like early handheld Mario sports games, I don't really love their soundtracks that much. And finally, Mario Party 7. I gotta re-listen to these soundtracks. I have Mario Party 7. It's the only GameCube Mario Party game I actually own. I just gotta get a chance to play it and listen to these. So now we're a decent way through the video, and it's actually A through E tier are all of the same amount right now, so let's see how that changes. Mario Kart DS, B tier. I grew up with Mario Kart DS, like it was my first Mario Kart. I don't think it's better than Double Dash though in terms of the soundtrack. There's quite a few bangers here, like Waluigi Pinball. I also really love Delfino Plaza. I just don't think it's on the same level as like what we have in A tier. Super Mario Strikers, the original soundtrack. I'll go with C tier. It's decent. I do think Charge has a much better soundtrack, and we'll get to that pretty soon. Partners in Time, A tier. It's pretty similar to Superstar Saga for me. And I don't know if any of the Mario RPGs, like the Mario and Luigi games specifically, are going to be below A tier, just because they all have incredible music. Like Yoko Shimomura is one of my favorite composers of all time for video games. And you mix that with these just being some of my favorite games of all time, it's easy to put these high up. New Super Mario Bros. DS, that's definitely a B tier. I actually used to have the toothbrush that played like the athletic theme in this. So definitely ingrained in my memory. If we're talking objectively, it's probably the weakest of the new Super Mario Brothers games in terms of music. But I'd say it hits harder for me just because I like the DS audio, plus just my memories associated with it. Mario Hoops 3 on 3, actually a really good soundtrack. I don't know if I'll go B, I'll go like high C tier. But it's actually like really, do I want to put this in B tier? I'll put it in C tier for now, and we'll take a look after. Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2. I didn't play this one much, I'll go and don't remember. Super Paper Mario, top 5. No questions asked. That is a top 5 Mario soundtrack. I know people have mixed feelings on the game itself. Like, if you've been watching my channel for some time, you know how much I love this game. But even besides just being a huge fan of this game, I think its soundtrack is incredible. Like, I love the theme that it goes for, where it kind of has like that retro style for a lot of the tracks. Like, it is truly just a phenomenal soundtrack, like just full of masterpieces. And I do think it is better than the Thousand Year Door soundtrack. So this is top 5. This is probably gonna be like the 3rd or 4th best Mario soundtrack of all time for me. Mario Party 8, my age is probably showing here, someone who grew up in the late 2000s, but this is going in A tier. And same with Mario Strikers Charge, so you might be surprised why that's A tier too. But just listen to Mario Strikers Charge soundtrack, like it is surprisingly amazing. Like, Super Mario Strikers has a good soundtrack, but Mario Strikers Charge, like, I don't know what they were doing here. It is legitimately one of the best Mario Sports OSTs of all time. Super Mario Galaxy, I mean, we know where that's going. That's S tier, top tier video game music. I've talked about this game's music so many times. I have other videos on this if you want to check that out. Yeah, easy top 5, no questions asked. Mario Party DS. Nostalgia says it should be higher, but I think I'll go B tier here. If you like how the DS sound chip sounds, it's probably higher for you. If you don't, it's probably lower. It's like a very frantic game. Like, the music is very frantic in it, and I don't know, I always like that. Mario Kart Wii, that could be S tier. Do we want to put Mario Kart Wii in S tier? I think I'll go high. You know what? We're gonna put Mario Kart Wii in S tier now. I love the soundtrack. I think this is the best Mario Kart soundtrack up until this point. Mario Super Sluggers, do I want to go A tier or B tier here? One of my favorite games of all time. Probably my favorite Mario sports game. I'll go like, no, do I want to go A tier? I'll put it in A tier for now. I don't know if that seems a little high though. Mario Power Tennis, I mean, basically the same game as the GameCube version. Bowser's Inside Story, that's an A tier for me. It's probably a top 5 or 6 Mario RPG soundtrack, and I actually replayed it recently, and it still really holds up. New Super Mario Bros. Wii, I would say it's better than New Super Mario Bros. DS. I'll go A tier here. Well, why not? Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I forgot this one's soundtrack specifically. Is this the DSi one? I can't tell on here because the icons are very small. I think there was one on the DSi though. Galaxy 2, I mean, another top 5. Mario vs. Donkey Kong Miniland Mayhem, I think that is. This is the one I played the most. We'll go C tier. I actually do like the soundtrack. Mario All-Star is not going to rank that just because, I mean, it's the same as that SNES game. Mario Sports Mix, this is A tier. Another one like Mario Strikers Charge where it went surprisingly hard. Like, there are so few tracks that are even below average here. Maybe even like no tracks that are below average. This is another one you gotta listen to if you've never played this game. Mario 3D Land. I'll go B tier. I don't think it's great for a 3D Mario game, but I mean, 3D Mario games all great music. My biggest issue with this is that they really just didn't have that many original tracks. So that brings it down a little bit. Like, it has some nice remixes, but it's a 3D Mario game. Like, I'd rather have, like, a more unique soundtrack. Mario Kart 7, we'll go B tier for that. Overall, a solid Mario Kart soundtrack, but I don't think it's one of the best. Mario Party 9, another B tier. I know I'm putting, like, all the Mario Parties into B tier, it seems. That's just because, for me, a lot of them just kind of blend together. I think most of them have really good music. I don't think most of it's top-tier music at the same time. Mario Tennis Open, C tier. Just kind of meh. New Super Mario Bros. 2, B tier for me. It's like what I was mentioning, where it's good, but there's almost nothing unique here, so I kind of just don't want to put it higher. Sticker Star, I'll go B tier. So I know a lot of people don't like Sticker Star, but like the soundtrack. The soundtrack honestly was kind of disappointing to me when you compare it to the other Paper Mario games, where I think it's still a very good soundtrack. Like, when you compare it to other game soundtracks, it's still good, but I don't think it's amazing or anything. New Super Mario Bros. U, like another B tier. Just I think that New Super Mario Bros. U is probably higher up because of nostalgia, but New Super Mario Bros. U actually has a pretty solid soundtrack. I'd probably put that higher B tier. Another Mario vs. Donkey Kong. These games I just barely remember. Like, outside of a couple, I haven't played them much. Dream Team A tier for Dream Team, just because it is probably the most consistent of the Mario and Luigi games, where I don't think it necessarily has the highest ceiling, but I do think that it is the most consistent. It just has a beautiful soundtrack. And since you're going to be playing this game for a while, since I do think it drags on a little bit, it's at least good that the music's really good here. Super Mario 3D World, should that go as the 5? I think I'm going to put 3D World in top 5. I just love the big band, like, jazzy style of music, and 3D World heavily uses that. And I also love the heavy focus on the sax as a sax player, so yeah, I think unless anything changes, like, this is our top 5 for now. Island Tour, D tier. I don't really care for the soundtrack much. I think it was incredibly underwhelming. It maybe, like, could be C tier, but I think it's a step below, like, even the Nintendo 64 games. Mario Golf World Tour is C. I think it's actually a pretty decent one, but I don't really have much to say about it. Mario Kart 8, S tier. So many great tracks here. I think to this day, Mario Kart 8 or 8 Deluxe, which, I mean, we'll put in the same tier, has the best original music for any Mario Kart game. It uses a lot of jazz, like it kind of goes for that for a lot of the tracks. There's not one bad piece of music here. It's just all phenomenal. And also the soundtrack here, not only is it great, but there's just so much here. Even the retro tracks, like, are just fully redone. Like, it's not like they just copy and paste them. Like, they fully redid them here. Tipping Star, so I mean, we'll just do one there. They're the same game. E tier. Like, it's all right, I guess. Mario Party 10, C tier. Maybe it could be higher. Maybe it's just because I don't have great memories of this game just being a very subpar Mario Party game, but I don't really think much stood out from it. Mario Maker, I guess, like, I don't even know how to rank Mario Maker just because it's basically just a mix of the Super Mario Brothers games. I guess we'll go C tier just because that's where Super Mario Brothers 3 is. Like I don't think it's fair to like call this like an A tier one just because it's not original, but I don't know, it's kind of a weird one to rank. Ultra Smash at D tier for what's there is all right, but I mean this game kind of sucks. So unfortunately, that's kind of just how it is. Like when a game is kind of bad, it does affect my view of it as a whole. Even if the soundtrack maybe should bring it up a little bit, but there's really not much. Like it's a very small soundtrack too. Like this game was basically just a $20 game they sold for $50. Paper Jam, A tier. Like this is another game where I really don't like it much, but I do have to say that Yoko Shimomura is back here and did a really good job with it. It is probably one of the weaker Mario and Luigi soundtracks though. Color Splash, A tier. This is the second game in a row I don't really like, but the soundtrack is just really great. Like not S tier, but I really like how it has like that ragtime feel to it. Star Rush, barely remember this. I'll put it in don't remember. Mario Maker 3DS, just put that in C tier with Mario Maker. Super Mario Run, same thing. We'll just go C tier for that just because it's not really original at all. Mario Sports Superstars, barely played this. I do have it, but I'm just going to put in don't remember. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I obviously going to go in S tier. I think you could even argue like for top 5 here. I don't know if I would go quite that far to say top 5, but it is definitely borderline. It's just more greatness, like from Mario Kart 8, and then obviously so many more tracks. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I actually don't love the soundtrack here. I'm gonna go like high B tier. I don't really love it. I think it's very consistent. I think Grant Kirkhope did a good job with it, but I think it's just like high floor, low ceiling, if that makes sense for this. Now another Mario vs. Donkey Kong game. Barely remember this one. Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions. We'll just go A tier. I actually prefer the GBA version of this. It's still really good, but I do prefer the GBA version. Mario Odyssey. You know, I'm gonna put Mario Odyssey in A tier, and I'm gonna move Super Mario 64 up to S tier because I just think it has a better soundtrack. I think Mario Odyssey is just another game where it's really consistent and it sounds really nice, but outside of a couple of tracks, I think Mario 64 is just overall better, even though I guess there is more in Mario Odyssey. Top 100, I don't remember. Mario Tennis Aces, C tier, I guess. Super Mario Party, actually a pretty good soundtrack. I think I'll go B for Super Mario Party. Bowser Inside Story, another one, put it in A tier. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, put that in with New Super Mario Bros. U. It's basically the same game. And I know it's getting boring saying like the same things, but Mario Maker 2, put it with the other Mario Maker games. Mario Kart Tour, C tier. I don't really love this soundtrack much. I said it in another video where I said I don't think this has that much that stands out, and some people got mad at that, but even after re-listening to it, I just don't think it's that great. I just think it's just a very mediocre soundtrack. And especially for a Mario Kart game, it's on the weaker side. Origami King, A tier. I really like the soundtrack, and it has so many pieces of music. You're like, there's a ridiculous amount. Honestly, borderline S tier. Do I think it's better than Super Mario RPG? I don't know. 3D All-Stars, not really a way to rank this. For Mario 35, it's just Super Mario Brothers. So I mean, I guess we'll put it in E tier. Home Circuit, D tier. 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. I mean, it technically goes. Actually, no. We'll just count Bowser's Fury as this, just because we already have 3D World, and for that, I'll go B. So this soundtrack's very interesting. Like, it's very relaxing at points. Then you have like the rock parts, like with Bowser. I think it's cool. Not too much though, because it is a pretty small game. Mario Golf Super Rush, C tier. I mean, like Mario Golf games, I just don't think have great soundtracks. Mario Party Superstars, A tier. A great soundtrack for Mario Party Superstars. Actually takes a lot of the great Mario Party tracks of the past and just brings them back. Mario Strikers Battle League. This might be surprising, but D tier. I was really disappointed by this. Like, I thought it was going to be really good, but it just felt like a big letdown. Not only in terms of the game, which was a big letdown, but the soundtrack compared to Mario Strikers Charge. Sparks of Hope. Do I go B tier? Yeah, like high B tier. Like I think it's better than Kingdom Battle, but not by that much. Wonder, I'll say lower, maybe like mid B tier. Just because I think it's interesting, like the things they went for. It has very unique vibe, like very unique tone to it. Not much stood out though, but I also think like it is still a really good soundtrack, like for what it is. So I can't put it lower than B tier. Super Mario RPG, the remake. I do like this better than the original, but I'll still put it in high A tier. Thousand Year Door, same thing. Like I know it's technically like it's gonna look like top 6, but we're just counting these again as just the same game. Mario vs. Donkey Kong, the Switch remake, which I actually did replay this year. It'll go in C. Actually, D tier. Actually, you know what? I think we can move these both up to C tier. I think they're on like the level with Miniland Mayhem. Brothership, B tier. So Yoko Shimomura actually didn't compose this, and I'm not sure who composed it. I think whoever did a good job. It has a lot of cool accordion pieces, but definitely a big step down from the previous Mario and Luigi games. Super Mario Party Jamboree, great soundtrack, A tier. I actually have been playing this a little bit recently, and it is really good. There are so many great tracks here. And I just want to say, for Mario Party, especially like 4 through 7, you might want to have some of those like higher than B tier, and that's fine. Like, don't take my word as gospel for where they should be. Like, I didn't play those games that much, so I'm probably not the best person to be giving my opinion on those games. Mario Kart World S tier. I don't think its original music is better than 8 at all. I think it's still really good, but there's just a ridiculous amount of tracks here. There's what, like 300 tracks, something like, maybe not that many, but so many different remixes from throughout the entire Mario series, not even just Mario Kart. A lot of them being free roam tracks. Like, I don't know how I could put this below S tier. Honestly, could probably be in top 5, but a lot of it isn't fully original, so that's why I hesitate for that. And I'm going to skip Jamboree, Switch 2 Edition, and the Mario Galaxy remasters. Mario Tennis Fever was really disappointed with that, honestly. Like, I'll go, like, D tier. I just didn't really care for the soundtrack. I thought it was just very mediocre. And usually Mario Golf games, like, I don't think are anything special in terms of their soundtrack. But this one of the weaker ones, especially in recent years. And then Super Mario Bros. Wonder and Bell Park. I mean, no reason to count that since it's pretty much the same as Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Alright, so now we have our list, so let me look through and see if I want to change any. I think I'm happy with the top 5. With S tier, I think that's a good amount. Do I want to bring any other into S tier? I don't know. This is a very tough list to make. I think I'll leave S tier alone for now. Actually, no, do I want to move Mario and Luigi Dream Team into S tier? I don't know. I'll keep S tier the same, like, and pretty much the other Mario and Luigi games besides Paper Jam I put very near S tier. Same with Origami King. B tier, I think these are good. I think B tier is like still really good soundtracks. But I think it's definitely a step down from A tier, which I basically say top 5 is just like generational video game music. S tier is just absolutely phenomenal video game music. A tier is great. B tier is really good. C tier is pretty good. And then below that, I'd say the games in this like kind of range. Like, I wouldn't say Super Mario Bros. 2 soundtrack is like bad or anything. I kind of have it low just because there's not that much on here, and just because you are limited. I would say Super Mario Bros. 2. Actually, you know what? I'll bring up Super Mario Bros. 2 to like low C tier. I think it's fair just because it does have a lot of great tracks. And I just don't know how I could put the original Super Mario Brothers above that. Like, it is very good for what it is, but for what it is, it's very simple and not much going on. And then the Virtual Boy games, should they be in F tier? Like, I don't really know. I don't think there's really many Mario games that have even below average soundtracks. So anyway, that is just this tier list that I made. I did not go through every single soundtrack to make this. It's kind of just off the top of my head, so do keep that in mind. If you did enjoy this video, if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe. And if you want to see my thoughts on the best and worst music tracks in different Mario games and different Zelda games and other series as well, you can check out some of these videos here on my other channel. But thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe.